Welcome back to Alkaline TV. This is the Alkaline Chef, Douglas Dennis. Thank you for tuning in. Today we're making my best recipe to date. This is probably the best thing I've ever made, so you're in the right place. That was 1/4 cup agave nectar. You can use light or dark. And I'm just cooking this on low, and as you can see it boil away there. Smell it and be careful when it starts to turn dark because you don't want to burn it. You just want it slightly starting to smoke, and then I turned off the flame and I'm adding 1 tablespoon date syrup. The reason I added the date syrup at the end is because I wanted to be able to see when the agave was getting slightly burnt, and I didn't want that dark date syrup blocking my view. So as you can see it erupt when I added it in. Now as it's cooling down, you want to act quickly. I took a little bit more time because I was filming, but as soon as you're done making this caramel, then you can pour it into the bottom of your containers. And the first time I made this in a few different small containers. The second time I made it in 1 large round cake pan, and I just increased the recipe, but this is the exact recipe. So you just want to pour while it's still liquid and the clock is ticking. You want to pour it in the container and swirl it around. And this hardens really quickly. It's okay, it will melt a little bit once you pour in the rest of it. And this wasn't enough to make all 4. This only made about 2.5. And I did fill up, you'll notice I filled up the 4th one just a little bit, and I ended up prying it out, which was very difficult. But prying it out of the bottom of that glass one, and I ate it like a caramel candy. And wow, it was so good. Just be careful of your teeth. It's been a long time since I had any candy because I don't eat cane sugar or anything artificial. So I made my own candy. You can see that 4th one there, that little bit at the end, but it was very difficult to get out of it. Once I got it out, it was a good reward though. Alright, now we're ready to move on to the next part. We're using this coconut milk. There's a link to this in the description. This is my favorite type. It is very, very thick and creamy. There's 1 cup, and here's a 2nd cup. This is definitely the best kind of coconut milk. There's nothing added, 100% coconut. Now you just heat this up, and as it heats, I'll add the other ingredients. Here's a 1/4 cup of agave nectar, and I filled it up almost all the way, and then topped it off with date syrup. And that totaled a 1/4 cup. Go ahead and add this in and stir it around. Time lapse. Alright, a pinch of salt to help bring out the sweetness. This was super sweet, by the way. And you're going to want to heat it up until it starts to boil, and then turn it off. And this is a teaspoon of agar powder. And this is a 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Next time, I usually don't pour anything right on top of the agar. Just add the agar and then stir it right away. And after you stir it, then add the vanilla extract, because that created some little chunks which never happened before, but all I did was have to strain this. with a metal strainer, and I have a tiny metal strainer that was perfect just to pour it right through. All right, now here are the hardened caramel layers. I'm going to pour our liquid right on top until that line in the container. Very, very easy. What do you think? And there are a couple steps left. Pour it in slowly to prevent bubbles from forming on the bottom. And this foam layer that is on there, I'm going to take that off carefully in a moment just to make sure it's silky smooth and also so that it looks better. Although you might flip these upside down to eat them, as you will see in a moment. So that is the end of the third one, and you will want to strain that. I strained it the next time in a metal strainer like I mentioned. And I cleaned those bubbles off the top. Now put this in the refrigerator, and you're going to want to leave it in the fridge overnight. It takes overnight to become nice and completely melded, all the flavors. It's much better the next day. So just put a plate on top of it like this and flip it over. As you could see, liquid was starting to come out of the sides. And it was a little bit stuck in there, but after you get the suction, it will come right out very easily. Look at that beautiful liquid caramel. This turned out so much better than I expected, and I will test it in a short moment, but look at this amazing dish. Very simple, very creamy, very sweet. Will definitely satisfy your sweet tooth, and it's healthy, so you can eat as much of it as you want. You won't have to regret or feel guilty. So let me switch the camera over to the other side, and I will give you my live test of this. Thanks again for watching. So good. Wow. Letting it chill overnight was a good choice. It's so much better the next day. It's creamy and it tastes almost like coffee. The caramely flavor tastes almost mocha in some way. Wow, but it's the vanilla and the burnt agave. This was a huge success. Wow. Thank you for suggesting that I try this. Brilliant. Brilliant. I appreciate it. And if you're watching and you have ideas of what I can make an alkaline version of, comment below and I'll do my best to make a video for you. So, also I have a 12-week transformation program. If you're trying to go alkaline and change your health around, change your life around, then that could be for you. It's not for everyone, but there's a link in the bottom of the description. If you're serious, you can set up a free consultation with me. This was a very, very good use of time making this. I hope you enjoy. Did you try this recipe out? Comment below and let me know how it went. So good. And thank you for all the new subscribers recently. I appreciate you. and I appreciate all your comments. So comment below, and I will see you in the next video. Check out some of my other alkaline desserts. I have a playlist called the Alkaline Chef Cooking Series, and it has all the almost 50 recipe videos, so you'll have plenty of things to make while you're going alkaline. What? It's getting even better as I eat it. See you in the next video.